G'day there team, Emil here from Performance by Design with your plan for the next 3 months. Very excited to be working with you guys after the great initial sessions. Thanks so much for your engagement. They were really well done, even considering the virtual challenges. I think we got some great results. We reviewed all the documents, Dave and I, and here is the plan. So first, this email is pretty in-depth, so we'd have you consider spending a good probably 15, 20 minutes on this just to get your head around it, because the training basically starts next week and we're starting off with just some videos to watch, so it'll ease into it. But there's going to be a combination of watching videos from our leaders library and our institute, along with a challenge of conducting a peer-to-peer real talk exercise every other week, along with a monthly team training session. So let's get right into it. First attachment is the PowerPoint deck that we use throughout the whole entire kickoff period, okay? So this is great to refer to all the fundamentals of the PBD system, how to build a high-performing culture, and those real principles that drive teams and culture and sustain performance, okay? So it's a great resource for you, and there's a couple of key pages here that we'll refer to as we get down to the real talk component and the challenges you'll have over the next 3 months, okay? Secondly, you all will have a specific real talk file. Here's Vaughan Alexander's as an example. Now, most of you were able to record and send all of your data through. Some were unable to, so we've just got a blank file for you. So in this email, pick out your particular file, save it on your computer because you'll use it a lot throughout the next 3 months. Your culture code tab, these are the teams that you're going to be working in, your culture code tab. Here's the profiling data. So this actually puts you all into your teams. Fantastic. We know that we're a good green and blue team with a little bit of red to work on. So this real talk training will be fantastic for you guys as a leadership team, okay? Each tab also has your self-reflection. So if you haven't got this data in your particular file that we've sent you, grab it from that and put it in here so you save it. Also your peer-to-peer real talk, the information that you gave to your team, and also the peer-to-peer real talk that you received from your team, okay? The other tab here is your weekly challenge. This is blank, so you may be using this, or you may choose to use a Word document attached to this when you actually do peer-to-peer challenges with the teams that you lead. You're taking the work down to the next level, the people that you lead, okay? Then the last 2 tabs are really important, or it might not be the last 2 tabs, but these 2 tabs are a list of library videos and also then your reflection area. So we'll come back to that as we'll take you through the actual plan, okay? Then the other document, the other Excel document is containing the actual 3-month plan. So there's a specific plan for the business managers and HR team of Chris, Kev, Steve, Corey, Taryn, and Christina. Okay, that's up the top. For you supervisors, Dave and I have already worked through that with them, so don't worry too much about that. But the supervisors plan is as follows. Every 4 weeks, we're going to run a 90-minute session. So Chris will be in touch about the schedule for that. So there'll be 3 sessions, including a final session for 2 hours where we'll actually review the last 3 months, okay? This program is kicking off next week, the 13th of July. As you see up here at the top are the start dates of each of the weeks. Okay, so monthly team meetings, which will do some training for 90 minutes. Now, what we're going to do in those sessions is really important. So, week 1, as of next week, the first thing you're going to do is watch a chosen leaders library video from the PBD Institute, okay? Inside of this email is your login to the Institute. How you get in there is quite simple, okay? You click on the link, or you can come to our website. The link will actually take you to the Institute page anyway, okay? There will be a area where you'll put in the name, HYDROONE, and the code for the program. Press login, and now you are into the system. The only area that you need to worry about as supervisors is the leaders library at this stage, okay? Down the bottom section, leaders library, okay? There's 18 videos there, but over the next 3 months, you're only going to watch 12. And we've selected them carefully, Dave and I, and put them into your real talk file. So when we look at the list of the library videos, 1 through to 12, so you need to be very careful at actually noticing what is the heading of the actual sheet. So when we go to the actual sheets, here's where you're going to be doing the work. So set up for psychological safety, that is week 1. And week 2 is bring the belonging cues. So when you look at the actual area, it actually is the first 2 videos, okay? So according to this plan, what we're going to get you to do is in week 1, you're going to watch videos 1 and 2, okay? And then for week 3, you're going to watch the next 2. So you're going to do them in blocks of 2. In those sessions, it's very simple. You're going to watch them. They go for 4 minutes or so, and then you do a reflection. What were the 3 biggest insights and takeaways from the video? Jot them down into these areas here. Which one was the most important to you? Jot it down into this area here. And why did you choose that one? Deepening your connection to the real sort of insight that is mostly connected to you. Then the 4th question is very powerful. You're going to put that learning into action. Very important that once we get a learning in our head, we take action with our body, okay? What is the one action you're going to do before the next session, which is basically, when we look at the model, before sort of this area here. So you'll be doing a little challenge every couple of weeks. Now, this might simply be, you might get the insight that you need to make a connection with a particular team member. So that might just be before, you know, over the next couple of days, I'm going to give a phone call and check in on one of my team members and just tell them a little bit about how I appreciate them, or just ask them how they're going. There has to be an action connected to the learning, okay? Don't make it too big, very simple, and make it so that you could tell another person that you've done it and they can hold you accountable. I even suggest to people, take the action straight away. So when you put in your agenda and schedule, when you're going to watch your 2 videos every other week, because remembering week 1, you're going to watch 2 videos, but then week 2, you're going to do a different exercise. Then week 3, back to the next 2 videos, okay? I always recommend to people, take action straight away. So if you lock out 4:30 on a Thursday, for example, take action here straight away at 5 o'clock or whatever it might be, okay? The sooner you take the action, the better it will be, okay? So that's what you'll be doing when you go through these weeks here. Every other week, you'll actually be conducting a peer-to-peer real talk exercise with a team member that you lead. Not someone in the supervisor level, but someone that you lead. So here you have this document here. So you can use this inside of this exercise, or you can actually use the Word document, okay? Now, accompanying in this email is also a how to run a real talk exercise. Now, you have done that. And the simplicity is you would give this sheet or this sheet here to your teammate and say, hey, John, going through some leadership development training, and part of this process is to practice giving and receiving feedback. I'd like you to fill out this sheet. And then next Tuesday, we're going to jump on the phone or a Zoom call together. I would prefer if you do the real talk exercise face-to-face, and you're simply going to work through the exercise, okay? Remembering that we want them to speak first, okay, and then you come back. And remembering when we conduct real talk, we use this framework. Now, again, there is an accompanying video in this email, goes for about 7 minutes, which explains the real talk process. The first person to give feedback will speak. They will complete their I love working with you and their stories and examples, and I think you can improve on an examples. You as the receiver, do not talk other than say thank you through that process. Once the giver has finished speaking, then you can ask questions, okay? Then get in sync and then go back and forth. Please, in this exercise, let the person who's giving the feedback and practicing real talk the space to get it all out, and then after they've finished, ask questions and then go back and forth and then flip it over. Everything is in the video that accompanies this, but here's the one pager for it. Slide 31 in the deck provided, okay? So again, the work for you over the next 2 weeks. Week 1, watch videos 1 and 2 as outlined in the lesson reflections, okay? Capture your data, get your one thing, take action on it, watch the second video, do the same. Then every other week, so the week of the 20th, you'll pick a team member and say, hey, we're going to jump into a real talk exercise. Here's the sheet I'd like you to fill out, whether it's the Word document or you actually send them an Excel version, okay, which is the one here. And then book a time, jump on Zoom or a FaceTime call and conduct the exercise. We're keeping it really simple. So that simply alternates. Video 1 week, peer-to-peer real talk exercise next. videos, reflections, peer-to-peer, and so on. But then by the 4th week, what we're going to do is when we come to this session here on the 3rd of August, that week there, we're going to be talking about your experience practicing the peer-to-peer exercise, and we're going to be talking about your reflection. So in this meeting here, this training, you'll be randomly asked to share your reflection from the videos. So you'll have to do them all, because we might just say to you, John, Steve, Sarah, Jane, you're going to do set up for psychological safety. Tell us what you wrote down and what were your insights and so forth, okay? So you've really got to lean into this and take action, with the idea that every week is about 20 to 30 minutes of leadership development training, okay? This training, this peer-to-peer exercise should not take any longer than 30 minutes, okay? Just make sure you give the person ample time to fill in the sheet. A couple of days should suffice. It's not a complicated exercise, okay? So there you have it. Everything is in this email, including your Real Talk, the PowerPoint rather, your Real Talk file, your plan for the next 3 months, and the login to the Performance by Design Institute, plus a video on how to conduct the Real Talk exercise when you're practicing it down with your team members. Thanks so much, guys. If you've got any questions, please reach out. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll talk to you soon. Ciao for now.